Hey, what's up everybody? This is Jumpin here, and this is going to be a Mass Effect 3 gameplay commentary. Today I'm going to be using the Krogan Vanguard, which I know you've all seen before, but today it's going to be a little bit different. Instead of using the Krogan Vanguard melee build, I'm going to be using the Krogan Vanguard tank build. So we'll be getting into that in a second here. The first thing I wanted to say though is I had a lot of comments about the whole clan idea from the last video. Now I'll get into that a little bit later, but let's go ahead and just, talk about some of the differences between this guy and the melee guy. Now the first thing I wanted to bring up is that I recently found out that this character is extremely glitched, and I'll get into that. Now the first glitch that I've talked about before is that when you charge into an enemy with this guy, sometimes you will not hit them. But one thing I did find out is that if you use radius, you will guaranteed always hit them. So this is definitely the way you want to go every single time, just to avoid that problem. Now someone left a comment about that, so thank you. I looked into it and you were right, so that was awesome, whoever did that. Now for your second option, you should definitely go for weapon synergy. This is going to give you 15% more weapons damage. Now originally it would be melee damage, but weapon synergy, it's the way to go with the tank. And then, for your barrier, you just want barrier restored because he has, a billion shields. Why not? Alright, so let's go ahead and talk about barrier. Now, this power is absolutely amazing. I really love it. The first one I'm going to recommend is Blast Effect. Now, you might be thinking, wait a minute, this is the tank build. Why am I not using the defense? Well, the reason why is because I just think that this power is just really good, and I do prefer it this way. And he has, since you're able to charge and stuff, you're gonna get your shield back. It's just what it is. Next up is gonna be power synergy. This is gonna increase the force and damage on your bionic charge. It's really gonna help. Once again, I don't think that you really need the damage protection as much as just the ability to charge. So in this case, I think the power recharge speed is gonna be a little bit better, just so that you're gonna be able to pull off your charge more and still have the 15% damage protection. Next up is going to be the Krogan Battlemaster. First things first is going to be damage and protection. Damage and capacity. This is actually going to be, I highly recommend that for almost every guy. And then power damage. This is going to increase your barrier. It's going to increase your bionic charge. And then the last one's actually going to be shotgun. Now in this video, I'm not going to be using a shotgun, but I will be talking about different shotguns you can use, and they will be extremely effective, especially on gold. Alright, now let me go ahead and talk about these glitches. Now the first thing I'm going to recommend is going to be durability, but what I mean by the glitches is that apparently this guy's rage is glitched. So his passive ability, meaning that his shield increase, his extra melee damage, like his original melee damage and his original shields, are not glitched, but his active abilities in rage, meaning that when you activate rage, those abilities like the damage protection and the extra melee damage are glitched. You do not get those with him. So that's really, really dumb, and it kind of makes the melee build kind of useless in a way. So that's something to keep in mind. For the second option, I highly recommend Martial Artist. It's still a lot better. You don't need shield recharge. You're going to be bionic charging non-stop to get your shield back, so that's pointless. For the last one, like I said, is going to be Fitness Expert. Just don't even pay attention to the damage protection because you will not get that. I hope they can fix that glitch because then, he'll be a lot better. Alright, now for the weapon I'm going to be using is going to be the Revenant, which is one of the best assault rifles in this game now because of the update, at least I believe, and one of the best guns you can use on this guy. But if you're not going to use one of those, I highly recommend actually these two guns. The first one's going to be the Geth Plasma Shotgun. This gun is absolutely amazing against Cerberus, especially on gold. And if you're going to play gold like with this guy against Cerberus, I do recommend this gun. This gun can stun phantoms, can just do a lot of damage to most of the enemies. If you're going to play against Reapers on gold, I highly recommend the Spike Thrower. Now again, if you've seen the last video, you know that this gun is really amazing against Reapers. So, on both guns, you can use the extra melee damage and just the extra damage, because both the guns really don't need any other attachments. But like I said, for this video, we're going to be using the Revenant, and you will see some pretty epic gameplay with this gun, because it's one of the guns that's just amazing on them. For my equipment, I'm going to be using Armor Piercing 2, Assault Rifle Rail Lamp 2, and Shield Booster 2. Now, the shield boosting, that's the only one that matters, is that if you use Shield Booster 1, 2, or 3, that's gonna, like, increase his shields. And with the 3, I believe his shields can maybe go up to like 1800, 1900. Don't really know, but it does increase his shields to the point where that will make up for the extra damage protection that we kind of, avoided with the barrier. And you'll see why. Like, I don't know, like, you'll see some really epic stuff like in this video, because I'm gonna really be showing off like barrier and how good it can be. Now the only downside is because I'm playing with a couple of my friends and they were using bionics, I really wasn't able to like help them out by setting off their explosions, because one thing barrier does not do is does not detonate bionic explosions. But I mean, look at this. This is going to be pretty epic. If you run into a group of enemies and you just spam barrier, like, you'll just do so much damage. Now the way I like to play with this guy is that I like to kind of run up to groups of enemies, use barrier to, either kill or to just weaken and stun. And then if I lose my shield, which, I mean, it takes forever to lose your shield, it really does. But if I do lose my shield, I'm actually just charge in and, boom, I get my shield back. Now another thing you gotta remember too is when you charge with this guy, you're actually gonna get more weapons damage. And because of that, it's going to really help this gun out. Now, this gun, this Revenant, is absolutely amazing on him. It's a lot of fun. I wouldn't recommend this gun too much for gold. Maybe against Cerberus is something you can try. But against Reapers, I've tried it on Reapers on gold. And I do have a video of that. I was thinking about uploading that. I don't think I am anymore. But, I might not. We'll have to see. But mainly, like I said, like it just didn't work too well against Reapers on gold, but against Cerberus, I do believe it still would be pretty good. But yeah, the idea of it is that a couple different strategies. Like I said, if you see a group of enemies like this, you can run up and just use barrier, almost like treat it like a Nova in a way, like the human Vanguard can do. I mean, look at this. Like, I'm just able to just totally wreck that group of enemies. And then if you charge into an enemy, you're gonna get more weapons damage. And you'll be point blank on them. Now this gun is, like I said, because of the update, it just is so much more powerful than it used to be, and it's, in my opinion, probably one of the best assault rifles in this entire game. But one of the downsides of the gun is that if you're at any distance, like any long range or kind of even medium range, like it's not as effective. So the whole idea of it is that you need to get in close. You need to either run up and be point blank to him to use it properly. But on this guy, because of his bionic charge, you're going to be able to pretty much close the gap very quickly and almost treat it like a shotgun. Now but that's, with all that being said, it's still a really fun gun to use on him. It's just what it is. Alright, now one thing I did want to bring up right away in this video is the whole thing about the clan idea. And because of all the comments I got, I have decided to go ahead and, do that. And this is actually going to be wave 3, and this is going to be pretty epic. Like, pretty epic stuff. I'm going to run from spawn to spawn, just wrecking these big groups of enemies with barriers. So, it's going to be awesome. But I'm going to go and get into the whole clan thing. Alright, now one thing about the clan thing is that, if you want to be a part of the clan, it's not going to like really require much of anything. But there will be one thing, is that originally there's only going to be enough room for 90 people in the clan. So it's really will come down to a first come first served kind of thing. And I don't know, then maybe we can like let more people in depending on like how much of a response that we're going to get. But the whole idea of it is this, is that the way it's gonna work is that I have other accounts. I have like a couple clan accounts, and if you guys can add that account, like anyone who wants to join the clan can add that account, and once you're in the clan, really, like I said, it's really not even a clan. It's more like a community thing, than a clan. But the idea of it is that once you're on that friends list, anyone else who is on that friends list will be a part of the clan. And at this point, everyone on that, everyone who's going to be on that friends list will probably have Mass Effect, because it's going to be more of a Mass Effect thing as of right now. So, if you see anyone online, or you see anyone playing Mass Effect, if you can't get a game, or you want to maybe play with some people from the clan, then yeah, you can just kind of hit them up, send them a message and say, hey man, you want to play or something? And then, you might meet some new people, you might, not have to play with randoms, things like that, because it's just, I understand how people feel about playing with randoms in this game. I hear people talk all the time about how terrible it can be, and how they get kicked and all these other things, and it's really annoying. So, yeah, that's going to be the idea of it, is that, you're going to be part of this community that, will... I mean, one of the requirements for the clan is this, is that the only thing that I would say is that, don't be a person who wants in the clan and then never wants to play with people from the clan. It's that would not be cool, because then you're just wasting space, you know what I mean? The whole idea is that you're if you want to be a part of this, you're going to need to be, committed to the idea that you're doing it for people to play with in Mass Effect. That's the idea of it. So that's what you're going to need. But if you want to be a part of the clan, if you want to go ahead and because I'm going to start doing this as of now, all you have to do is give a friend request to one of my other accounts. It's FAR Jumping, so that's just FAR space. Now this is for Xbox only, by the way, guys. For anyone PS3 or PC, obviously this will not matter to you, just because of, like I said, yeah, I play on Xbox and Xbox Live. So if you want to be part of the Xbox clan, though, of course, just add FAR Jumping. Like I said, it's FAR space Jumping. So that's JUMPIN, just like my actual gamer tag. And the clan, it stands for Feared and Respected. That's what the FAR stands for. And obviously, I'm gonna probably put in the annotations in the description, all that kind of good stuff. So just give a friend request to that. I'll check it pretty much every day, and I'll accept any friend request I get from that. But like I said, going into it, just remember, the idea of the clan is that it's just for people to find other people to play with. There's really not going to be no requirement of skill that you gotta be really good or something like that. That really won't matter. At least to me, it's not going to matter. But I don't know. Like I said, but if you want to be a part of it, just go ahead and give a friend request to it, and yeah, we'll pretty much go from there. And of course, you can always find me off that list, because I'm friends with I'm friends with that account. So if you ever wanted to ask me a question, or easily have access to me, or even maybe want to play sometime, you can just look off of there and hit me up, and if I have room or if I'm in the mood, then yeah, I'll play with anybody. That's how I play this game. I don't really care. So yeah, like I said, so that's a couple things that you can do. And remember, the idea of it is that anytime that you want to, find a game, or play with non-randoms, people who are also a part of this community clan thing, you just look off the friends list, and anyone who's online, you just send them a message or send them an invite and say, hey, you probably should tell them, though, that, hey, I'm also a part of the clan. And then, it's just because I'm sure a lot of people who, will probably get random invites, be like, who the hell is this? So if you're going to send them a message or something, make sure you probably mention that to people, because otherwise, some people might be annoyed. Now, as you can tell, I'm pretty much just going ham this game. I'm just really doing some serious damage. Now, one great thing about Barrier is that against Atlases and stuff, you do take a high chance of potentially getting grabbed if you charge. It just happens a lot. It's weird. It happens to me all the time with Brutes and Banshees and Atlases and even Phantoms. You'll charge into them with a Vanguard, and then instantly you get stabbed, or you get choked out, or you get something will happen, and it's so annoying. It just makes no sense. But with Barrier, one thing you can do is that, you can still use your power to do damage to them and not be in the range of which they can grab you. And the other great thing is when you stand as close as you do have to stand for Barrier, you will really distract the enemies. And, this guy is really good at that. I mean, look at this. This Atlas is going to be on me. I'm a tank, so it's not going to do much damage to me. And then when it does, I can get my shield back. And it's not going to be shooting my teammates. That's great. That's fantastic for my teammates, because it's really going to help them out from not dying and stuff. So that's something you can definitely do with Barrier and with this guy in general. And this gun will just mow down Atlases so quick, especially on silver. But even on gold, I've used this on gold against Atlases, and the secret to it is that you do have to have armor piercing 3 on, though, for gold. And once because this thing will really do a lot of damage to the shield. And then once it's down to its shield, you will just wreck its armor with this gun. it takes about 100 bullets, 50 for the shield and 50 for the armor to take down, and that's absolutely ridiculous, you know, in general. So, you know, it's just something to keep in mind. It's one of the fastest, I think it's one of the fastest guns, assault rifle wise, to kill an Atlas. Like this and the MacToc can just do some serious damage to an Atlas, you know, like DPS wise. Alright, so like I said, you know, besides the whole clan thing, another thing I did want to bring up in this video, you know, that's not gameplay related, is that I do want to actually get, you know, some gold gameplay using the tank version of this Vanguard. Like I said, I do have a gameplay already, but I kind of didn't want to upload it only because, like I said, it was the first time I ever used the Revenant on gold against Reapers, and I can honestly say I didn't think it was that good compared to what it can do to Cerberus and compared to like what it can do on silver. And because of that, I'm more than likely gonna do, you know, what I'll do is this. Is that I'm probably gonna sometime, you know, depending on the comments that you guys leave, I will probably get another gameplay with this guy, either using the spike thrower, the Grail spike thrower, or the Geth plasma shotgun. Now, if I use the Geth plasma shotgun, I'm gonna play against Cerberus on gold. If I use the spike thrower, I'm gonna play against Reapers on gold. So if you guys want to, you know, leave a comment, just say, you know, hey, you should play against Reapers with the spike thrower, or even if you say spike thrower, I know that you mean play against Reapers. If you say Geth plasma shotgun, you know that's gonna mean play against Cerberus. So, you know, this guy against Geth just won't work, mainly because, I mean, I don't know, he could work, I guess, like if you sat back with the Geth plasma shotgun and shot him from a distance, and when they got in close, you just used your power. That would be okay. But Krogans in general just really don't work good against Geth. Like, they stun the crap out of him. And, you know, Vanguards don't work very well against Geth either, because you got to get in close range. And getting in close to the Geth is, like, death. So, I mean, that's just a couple things to try to remember. So, like I said, if you want to see some other gameplays on, you know, some gold gameplay with this guy, just let me know. Just name one of the 2 shotguns I listed. And I'll show you some pretty epic stuff with this guy, you know. Alright, now this is wave 6. If you can't tell, this is the second objective wave. You know, this is when the turrets start to come in. Now, one thing I really like about this guy compared to the melee one is that turrets really aren't that big of a deal. It takes a turret so long to kill the, like, you know, like, because, like, I don't know, with the melee guy, like, it can really, or with Vanguards in general, turrets can mow you down very quickly. But with all these shields and stuff, like, it just takes it forever to take your shield down. And because of that, you know, like, you're just going to be able to just do some serious damage to it. And then when you finally lose your shield, you can charge it and, you know, be okay. Now, at this point, I'm going to start meleeing a little bit. Now, it's always a good idea to maybe at least get your 15 melee kills. And with this guy, you know, it's going to be really easy to get the 15 melee kills. It's not going to be an issue at all. But, you know, because of that, you know, you should definitely go for it every game if you can. It's going to get you more points. It's going to, you know, get your team more experience. And that's, you know, hey, like, that's good for everybody, you know, just what you want to do. And, like, you know, one great thing about this gun, too, as well, and, you know, I've talked about this before with Krogan, with the Hornet, because the Hornet's another really good gun for a Krogan, is that any gun that can take down the shield, you know, that can take down the shield of an enemy quickly, is a great gun for a Krogan, because once they lose their shield, then one melee should pretty much kill them, you know, like, it's just what it is. Now, right here, if you're going to ever try to use this gun at any type of distance, like right there with that Guardian, he was kind of, it was more of mid-range, but like I said, mid-range and long-range, it's just not a good idea with this gun. It's really, it loses damage from any type of range. But, you know, because I was at mid-range right there, I actually burst-fired it, and I was still able to pretty much kill him pretty quickly. Like, that's something you can do, like I said. Now, this is actually going to be a pretty awesome little, like moment. I'm going to just get some serious cool melees, like, boom. Just started wrecking them. Like, Krogans are just so much fun to use. And this Krogan Vanguard is literally probably one of the most fun characters in the whole game. The only downside, like I said, is that he's glitched. Like, just the fact that... And I'll go ahead and get into that a little bit more, too, because I'm sure some people might have been a little confused about the whole active and passive rage abilities. Like, I'll repeat it just in case you didn't really understand what I meant. But, you know, what a passive ability is anything like increase your shield by X amount, and by the end of it, you know, it's like right now I have 1600 shields and I have 1600 health, and that's because, you know, the passive ability of increasing shields and health, you know, I got that. But the active ability, which is damage protection, and right there, that phantom kind of snuck up on me. But the active ability of like damage protection or the melee damage, that doesn't work. So, you know, if you were to go for melee damage, like the first thing of rage, I think is like 30% more melee damage and 30% more melee damage when you are in rage. If you were to go for that, you would only just get the 30% more melee damage, not the rage one. So, you know, activating your rage is really not necessary at all. You don't even need a melee ever. Like I said, so the better way to play with this guy is hands down just to do what I'm doing, which is, you know, charging and shooting. That's a great thing to do. And honestly, in this game, I probably should have been charging a lot more just because of my teammates using bionics. Like, I think one was an Asari Justicar, and one was like a human adapt. Because like I said, barrier cannot detonate bionic explosions, and because of that, you know, it was kind of, you know, it would have been better for me to be charging just to help them out. But the main purpose of this video to me was to just pretty much show off like how good barrier can actually be. That was my idea, at least, behind it. And right here, I think I'm going to get my 15 melee kills, and because of that, I really don't need to go from, you know, like I said, I literally right there was just going for the 15 melee kills. At this point, I'm going to pretty much stop meleeing, because there's no point to melee anymore, unless I have to, because, you know, sometimes, like I said, the Krogan with a melee is really good anyway, so you should definitely melee. You know, I don't know, like if something's gonna kill you or something, just go for the melee. You might be able to, you know, survive because of it. Now you should also bionic charge these turrets. I mean, barrier does a decent amount of damage to it, but as you can tell, like a charge would have been a lot better right there. Just in general, if I just charged and then shot it, it would have been actually better. Alright, so this is going to be wave 8. Now, if you can't tell, the phantoms have started to come. Now, you're going to see some pretty awesome stuff against these phantoms, mainly because barrier is an extremely good power against phantoms. It's just like tech armor. Like, tech armor is... I don't really like tech armor. That's one reason I didn't really like barrier. Or it's hard for me to get into, like, using a power like tech armor or barrier. Like, right there, I meleeed her because why not? But, like I said, it's really hard for me to get into tech armor and barrier, but it is extremely good power against phantoms just because it's, you know, they get in close range, you blow them to pieces. Now, right here, I almost got assassinated, but luckily I didn't. And if you can't tell, like here, I'm gonna actually probably use barrier. Yep, there we go. Boom. Like now she's dead. Like I said, if you can't tell though, you know, I don't know, like it's just amazing. Like it's just amazing in general. And this freaking remnant will just mow down these atlases. Just look at this. Watch this. Like I mean, I'm gonna have some help from my teammates, but in general, like especially when it gets down to its armor. Like I said, you can always use barrier against the atlases too. It can stun it. It can just do a lot of damage. It can do a decent amount of damage to it. It won't do like a lot, but it will do a decent amount. And like, look how weak my melee is. That's crazy. Can't even kill an assault trooper with one heavy melee from this guy. That's kind of insane, but yeah, it's really whatever. Barrier can definitely kill him. Yeah, but you know, in general though, like I said, this guy's a lot of fun to use. You know, I really do believe this is the better way to use them. Like, you should definitely try this out, guys. Especially with this assault rifle. Like, this assault rifle is, you know, if you're gonna try it, I recommend silver. But you know, in gold and stuff, you should probably use the Gef plasma or use the spike thrower, because it is like those guns just are kind of designed for you know, gold and stuff. Like the best guns in this game, honestly, guys, are the snipers and shotguns. It's just what it is. And for gold and stuff, those are the two best guns to normally use. Like assault rifles just don't do the damage like the shotguns and snipers can do. You know, because like enemies like these phantoms, you really want to be able to kill. Now you're gonna see some epic barriers right here. But you know, you just really want to be able to kill them as quickly as possible. And when you know, you're just not gonna be able to do that with an assault rifle compared to, like, you know, one shot with a sniper. Well, not one shot, but if you like energy drain a phantom down to its health and then you shoot it with a widow, yeah, that's one shot. It's gonna die. And same with a shotgun. You know, if you can energy drain or overload or whatever, once it gets down to its health, one shot from any powerful shotgun in this game will kill a phantom on gold. Same with You know, oh my god, look at this epic barrier, man. But you know, one shot on gold will, you know, you can pretty much kill it. So like that's just something to keep in mind. Where in assault rifle, you have to pretty much spray into them, and you know they're gonna dodge around and mess you up, and I don't know, it's just what it is. Like this gun just can mow down any enemy in this game in like 2 seconds, in a blink of an eye, really. It's absolutely crazy. Anyway, one thing I did want to bring up about barrier is that you might have seen it in this gameplay. I haven't really been paying attention, but you will see it a couple times. Is that you can actually get bionic explosions with this power, and because of that, like this guy can actually set up his own bionic explosions. The way it works is this: is that if you haven't noticed yet, which I'm sure you have, is that when you actually use barrier, like once they're down to their health, like what will happen is that they will actually like get lifted up into the air, like almost like a pool. And once they're up in the air, if they get hit by, you know, warp or reave or any type of bionic power that can detonate, yeah, they'll blow up, and it's absolutely epic. You know, it's pretty cool that they gave him an option like that to, you know, like, I mean, he literally can set off his own bionic explosion. Like once you you could charge the enemies after you use, you know, once you pull them up into the air with barrier, you could charge them and blow them up if you wanted to. Now, I really don't think that that would be too necessary. Like in general, like you know, I would just probably barrier again, because normally like they're gonna be almost dead after the barrier once they're down to their health. So to blow them up, really, unless there's, and because they're getting lifted up into the air, it's not gonna be like a big deal. I mean, look at this. Like, look how good this power is. Just so amazing. It really is. Like I mean, this, like I said, like in general though, I would recommend charging more than I do in this video, just because like if you were to charge, you are going to get the 15% more weapons damage, and it definitely is going to help out this gun. Barrier is one of the, like, one thing about barrier should be one of the last should be actually the last thing you go for when you level this guy up. So let's say you're level 1, the first thing should be like bionic charge and rage. And then after that, it should like be, you know, be a little bit to Krogan Battlemaster, and then finally barrier. So only at the higher levels you're going to even be able to use barrier. And then the final one that I recommend getting for level 20, like, and then you can only play with it on level 20 if you're level 20, and that would be the shotgun thing for Krogan Battlemaster. That's normally the last thing I go for. Like if I'm either skipping, if I'm gonna skip a power, I'll get the last thing into like the alliance training option at level 20, but I never play on my level 20s. I really don't. So like for me to actually you know, play like a gold gameplay on level 20, like that would be crazy. Now one thing I was thinking about doing as well, you know, probably sometime this weekend, you know, because of this whole, like, if you guys suggest like the gold gameplay of the Geth plasma shotgun or the spike thrower against Reapers or Cerberus, whatever it is that you want to see, you know, I'll probably end up doing a live commentary maybe. I don't know, like, well, not live commentary, more like just live commentary of the game. Like, you know, me and my friends, you know, whoever I'm playing with in general, like, we'll just be, you know, communicating as we're, you know, playing the game. It won't be like commentary like it is now. It's just would be like just us talking like we normally do, like when we play the game. I think that'd be kind of a cool element to put in there. I'm sure I think a lot of people like, you know, that kind of stuff. So yeah, you know, I'll go ahead and I might do that. I don't really know yet. We'll see. We'll have to see. Another thing I did want to bring up is that tomorrow, episode 4 of Fun with Guns will be coming out, and I'm going to be using the harpoon gun. Don't know the name of it exactly, but I know it's the harpoon gun. And that gun is another gun that's extremely good against Reapers, just like the spike thrower. You know, so definitely watch out for that, because you know, I will be bringing that out sometime tomorrow, and you know, hopefully, you know, it will be awesome. So. Alright, so if you can't tell, we're pretty much getting done at this point with Wave 10. Like, you know, this has been a pretty epic game so far. You know, I just been, like, just messing them up with this gun and with barrier and just in general with this guy. You know, I don't know, like, it's just, like, this, like I said, this is really fun. Like, if you're going to try this Krogan Vanguard, or if you're going to try something new with the Krogan Vanguard, I'm sure a lot of people probably went out and tried the melee build just because of some of my videos. But yeah, this, like I said, is the better way to play with them. I really do believe that now. And if you're going to try something like this, definitely try it try it like this. So, like, if you're gonna play silver, probably with this Revenant, just because this gun's a lot of fun to use. And if you're gonna play gold, like I said, it's more than likely the better guns will be those 2 shotguns that I brought up. Alright, so this is going to be extraction wave. I told you before in another video, but I'll say it again, and I always will tell you this on the videos, is that, you know, pretty much like if you're playing on this map, do not stay in the LZ. The LZ is like straight up death. Now right here, once again, I should have been charging this thing just because I think Steve Smith is actually hitting it with Reeve, and, you know, I should have been charging him, but I wasn't. Another thing about the gold gameplay I was bringing up that I kind of forgot to mention is that if you guys do pick one of those maps, well, actually, if you pick, you know, if I play against Reapers, it's going to be on Condor. If I play against Cerberus, it's going to be on this map. So just keep that in mind as well. You know, if you guys want to see both of those, you know, I might be down to do that. Just, you know, depending on, you know, what you guys say. You know, I don't know. But I'll even put it in the annotations in the early parts of this video, so hopefully, because I don't, you know, I think a lot of people won't watch the whole video, but, you know, might want to see gold instead. So, you know, I don't know. We'll have to see. Alright, if you can't tell, this video is pretty much wrapping up, guys. We're gonna go ahead and try to kill this last Atlas, and once this thing is dead, pretty much start making our way back to LZ. I think I'm gonna get one more epic like spray. You know, like, look at this. Like, this gun is just amazing against Guardians with the armor piercing and stuff. There we go. Now they're all dead. Now it's time to just go in the LZ and just kind of chill and hope that we don't die. You know, I don't know. That's gonna be pretty much it, guys. Like I said, please comment, please like, please subscribe. Remember, guys, if you want to be part of the clan, just add Far Jumpin'. And if you want to see these gold gameplays, just leave a comment saying either Gef Plasma Shotgun or, you know, Spike Thrower, which will mean that, you know, either I'm going to play against Reapers or Cerberus, either on the new map Condor or the new map Hydra. So, alright, but that's going to be it, guys. Like always, have a nice day.